Welcome to the second of our two-part.
Two for two.
Two for two. $2 Tuesdays. Today we're talking about blockbuster movies that we both saw recently.
Yeah, not art.
Not art. Algorithms.
They're not art. This is for the algorithm. Hi, YouTube.
Hey, YouTube. Please don't monetize our videos.
Yeah,
I don't
whatever.
know. Who cares about monetization?
No. Who? If you're not getting demonetized, who are you?
Yeah, it's like.
That's like the new punk rock. Getting
demonetized
on YouTube.
It's like, listen, you're putting up YouTube videos about 150 things you didn't notice in Captain Marvel. You're doing it for the art, not for the paycheck.
Yes.
Or for the Patreon.
For the Patreon today, we're going to talk about
Godzilla,
King of the Monsters.
Is that King of the Monsters?
I think that's what it's King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Godzilla, big man on campus.
Yeah, so Godzilla, big man on campus.
What did you think? What did you think of it?
So
the longest pause on it.
Godzilla 2 of America doing it this time.
Again. Godzilla does America.
Objectively, provably, scientifically, it is a bad film, and I loved it.
I thought it was okay.
It sucks, and I love it.
It's not great. I know it's really cliche to be like, the character's actions don't make any sense, but there's like, the character's actions don't make sense because me, smart boy, if I was in this situation, and then there's character's actions don't make sense because they basically act like puppets controlled by a child who just loves drama.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just the motivate, like, it's really just like a lot of every single decision is like, okay, I have to save my child and kill 10,000 people, or like something. I'm gonna just cause a wanton death and destruction because I'm an American, and
I'm an eco-terrorist, and we're gonna hang out.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out in my bunker. Your daughter's coming with me.
To be clear, I don't think this is a so bad it's good movie. I just think that like the plot is so easy to ignore. In favor of some real fun shit.
Yeah, it's there's definitely a lot of monster fighting in this film that is literally just them showing off their computer.
Yeah.
There's like that big fight where it's like Godzilla and Ghidorah and they're fighting and it's raining and you're just like, you just want to show off that you can have two giant monsters fight and it's raining.
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like fucking garbage shit.
Wow, nice teraflops, dick.
Yeah. Damn, you really crunched some fucking big ass numbers for this fight scene.
You really punched this into your calculator, bitch, little bitch computer boy. But it's fun, and it looks good, and I like big monsters, and I like it when they fight.
They're good, and then Mothra is so beautiful.
Mothra's so beautiful in this movie. Oh my god, fucking stan.
I also love that. I assume that as all Godzillas, the American Godzilla is also canonically actually a girl, that they just say he. Because I think they even say that, actually. I think there's even like an interview where
Godzilla
they say that.
is a he-him lesbian.
Yeah. And thus, Mothra is his femme.
Exactly.
Because they even have a joke about it where he's like, oh, is it weird that they're like together? And they're like,
no.
Listen, comically kind of racist black man character. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
I love that there's so many characters in this movie who just exist to like, where do we put the line where someone goes, now that's messed up? Where do we put the line where someone says, no, wait, he's trying to communicate?
Where do we put the line where someone says, oh my god, and then the scientist guy goes, Zilla?
Yeah. Where do we put the line where someone goes, boop, 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 our barriers are failing? And then like literally as soon as those characters stop being useful, they get killed.
Yeah,
it's like a line in the sand. Like the second they say all 5 lines that their pull string allows them to, dead.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's schlocky, it's militaristic, it's sometimes really
anti-eco-terrorism.
Yeah, and it's a bad movie. And
that underwater set piece though, like the underwater like Godzilla worshipping village that they find.
God,
that was pretty cool. I liked that.
Yeah, there's so much. I mean, hey.
I feel like this is a movie where you want to get like hoodie pulled across your entire face except for your eyes and mouth level high.
Yeah.
And watch it, because then you could just like tune out everybody and just be like, whoa, this looks cool.
This cartoon slaps.
Dude, these graphics are like, how did they get this?
How the fuck did they do this?
Dude, that dragon shoots lightning. What the fuck?
Bro, that fucking atomic beam, bro. Fall sick. Is that Rodan, dude?
Oh my god, he's in a fucking volcano, man, because he likes fire.
I will say, this movie finally spurred me to watch Shin Godzilla.
How is it?
Fucking great.
I haven't actually seen it.
It is so good. Shin Godzilla is really like this weird kind of comedy movie about the ineffectualness of bureaucracy in the face of like inevitable catastrophe. And that's kind of the lead line everybody gives it. And it's just like, oh, it's a movie about bureaucracy. But it really is. It legitimately is really funny. And the interpretation of Godzilla, like they do this thing in Shin Godzilla where they do a CGI Godzilla, but the CGI Godzilla is specifically styled to look like Harryhausen stop motion.
Oh, that's really cool. And this is the Japanese one, not the American prequel to this one.
It is directed by Hideaki Anno.
Okay. Yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Yes, it's really, really good. And Godzilla goes through all these different like evolution phases, and there's like a beginning part of the movie where Godzilla's like all the choices that they make with Godzilla in that movie are like so sick. She's so cool in that film, and has like evolution phases and weird powers and shit like that. So good. But anyway,
Godzilla King of the Man. I think probably there's many things I didn't like about this film, but one that like really just kind of like bugged me in a weird story structure way. Like how many heroic sacrifices?
Yeah, for real.
We have what's his name? Bomb Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mothra get shot. We have eco-terrorist mom maybe dies. They kind of, I guess she like distracts Ghidra. Who else? There's like two other characters I think who at some point make a heroic sacrifice.
Yeah, there's like a character who, one of the main characters from like the first movie, also gets like smashed in ice during one of the battles or something like that. There's like there's so much like emotion and portent and importance to absolutely everything every character is doing.
So none of it matters.
Yeah,
no, exactly. Like that's like when that character got killed, I literally was like looking at the water I was drinking, and I looked up and they were dead, and I was like, oh. And like it feels like they're trying to do this sort of like Avengers Endgame, I guess, thing where it's like any character is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Except for the characters that are very clearly not. Except for the characters.
Except for the child and the family unit.
The child, the big man, who, by the way, every scene where like he's on the ship with the scientists and is just standing off to the side yelling and like jumping up and down like an excited ape, man, is just like so fucking surreal to watch. Like they dropped in like a character from a completely incorrect movie into this one.
He's so weird. God.
It's just a lot of character death where you're like, oh, I guess that character's dead. Kind of wish I cared, I guess. I was sad when Mothra died, but I also like figured Mothra was gonna die because it's Godzilla, King of the Monsters. You gotta kill some monsters.
Gotta kill at least.
Gotta kill a few monsters to make a king.
I thought they were gonna kill Rodan, but they didn't.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Because then like Rodan, like, because like the way they have him come out is like he's like, I'm gonna get you, and then he's like, just kidding, bows down. But like when he walked up, I was just like, man, Rodan's dumbass ain't gonna fucking do shit. He just watched King Ghidorah get his fucking like whole shit board.
Yeah.
And here comes like puny ass firecracker boy.
Oh my god. Oh, that shit at the end where Godzilla like has King Ghidorah's like head in his mouth, and it just atomic beams through it. Oh,
Yeah.
so gory.
Yeah. Real gruesome and strange because like that head is still alive.
Yeah.
But it's like Godzilla definitely didn't eat the rest of King Ghidorah because the rest of King Ghidorah is larger than Godzilla by a significant amount.
Yeah, definitely.
So he like cut that head off and then started eating it.
I don't know.
They're very...
Did you see the after credits sequence?
No, because I didn't care. What happens at the end?
So it actually was one of the few things where it was like one of the few times I've seen an after credits sequence, and was like, and like a smile kind of came across my face, like against my own better judgment, I guess. Like Charles Dance's character finds King Ghidorah's head.
Ah.
And since King Ghidorah can, like, there's this thing in the movie where King Ghidorah can resuscitate itself. Like, he's seen regrowing, like, a head. So there's this implication that Mecha Ghidorah might
be on the horizon.
Might be on the horizon at some point.
If this movie's tanking at the box office, and inevitably Godzilla versus King Kong probably not doing as well either.
Yeah.
Doesn't kill the franchise. This has been a great time for cinematic universes that aren't Marvel to just flop. I'm really sad we didn't get more of the shitty looking Universal Studios one.
I just hate corporate thinking, and I hate the idea that monster movies are less viable just because people haven't been making good ones yet.
Yeah.
Like Pacific Rim was kind of like the one, and I think Pacific Rim, I have my problems with it. I think it could have been better in a lot of areas. I don't know. I want more monster movies, and I want more monster movies with huge scale like this.
Yeah.
And I want them to be good.
No, same. Like as much as like I was excited for the Universal like cinematic universe because it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
I am sad that like the problem here isn't that you're like, hey, let's do a bunch of movies like using these old horror movie properties. The problem was that we were like, it's going to be called the Dark Universe and it's going to be a cinematic universe. Because it's like, no.
Yeah.
You can just do monster stories and they don't have to be connected. Maybe they are. You really don't have to do them on like Captain Marvel scale, especially because the Marvel Cinematic Universe started with Iron Man. Like it started small.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I think that's the big problem with so many of these cinematic universes is that like they're all trying to replicate the Marvel Cinematic Universe midstream, and they don't realize that the reason that air quote works, I hate the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the reason why people liked it and were able to get into it is because it started small. It started with one-off stories that were like not explicitly connected in obvious ways.
Well, yeah, Iron Man coming out felt like kind of this weird sort of sea change.
Yeah.
Because culturally people had this moment of like, oh my god, a good superhero movie? What?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of kind of corporate attitudes around that era, even of people kind of being like, we're gonna start a franchise and we're gonna sell this to you consumers and it's gonna work out, and people kind of just being like, no,
I want to see only if it's a good movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's very, very, very frustrating, especially because so much of it comes down to like, oh, we can't make this work. I guess audiences just don't want this. And it's like, no, you just keep making bad movies.
Yeah.
And you don't have 33 movies before it to make it so that people will go fucking see it anyway.
Yeah. Just, I hope people aren't dissuaded from the genre, because it's one of my favorite types of
like
things.
To contrast it, one of the few cinematic universes that is actually any level of successful is probably The Conjuring cinematic universe, but it's because
so weird.
But it's because the first Conjuring movie was like just a good movie. Like it was just a good movie that people liked, and so people went and saw the sequels, and they went and saw the spin-off movies, and now it's a whole cinematic universe, and it definitely doesn't need to be, but it's like, oh, yeah, if you start with just a good movie and then you build a franchise out of that, you got a movie. But if you're trying to start with a franchise and an entire lineup of movie ideas, people aren't going to go see them because they're going to tell from the start that you're trying to set up a whole franchise. And they're like, do I really want to get that invested?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
I would like to see more good monster movies. Rampage. Have you seen Rampage yet?
not yet. I really want to.
You would really like Rampage.
I
feel
really
like
wanna
Rampage
see
is
Rampage.
exactly what that kind of movie should be.
And I really, really want to see Kong Skull Island because I actually
I have heard good about that one. Yeah.
I love in the same way to where I kind of think the script is garbage and the second half of the movie is intolerable. I love the Peter Jackson King Kong, and like I really just I'm desperate to see Skull Island.
Yeah, you should watch it at some point. I would be down to rewatch Rampage at some point because like the thing about Rampage is like I also want to rewatch it because it's like I thought it was good, but it's also because I went in expecting it to be just like piss.
Yeah.
And then it was really really fun because they were just like the property that we're working with is like nothing is like a nothing video game that like people remember but don't have like nostalgia for.
I loved Rampage.
Yeah. And so it's just, we're just going to make a big monster movie using the Rampage monsters, and it's going to be super fucking goofy, and like, it's just a fun movie. Like, it's a movie that is letting itself have fun.
Yeah.
And the monster designs are really cool. And it's kind of cheeky in that way that I like out of a good monster movie. Also, like, you know, The Rock is kind of a cliche character, but like, when it's this kind of movie, The Rock style antics are fine. Are you, yeah, because Skull Island is also part of this Godzilla cinematic universe thing, right?
I think so. That's kind of the implication that I'm getting, is that, like, the Skull Island Kong is going to face off with the Gareth Edwards Godzilla.
Yeah, and I think they include some monsters or something that were also in Kong in this one? I might be wrong.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because, like, I know there's a bunch... Are there any other weird monsters in... I guess you haven't seen the Kong movie, so you don't know, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Kong is included in... Kong shows up in this movie, I think. Like, Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. Like, they show him,
not,
like, on a screen or something.
Yeah, like, not... They don't literally show him, but he's, like, kind of part of the smattering of, like, monsters, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. I guess the cinematic universe has yet to be fleshed out more. But I'm excited. I'll watch more. I'm gonna see every movie in this franchise because I just love monster movies too much. Like, I can't not.
I will admit I'm not a very big monster movie guy. Like, not big monster movies. So I don't have quite as much thought to say. I just like it when the big things fight, and I think it looks cool.
It looks cool.
But, and then I don't like it when the rest of the movie is really bad.
Yeah, I don't. Can't say I'm a fan.
Were you ever really into like the original Godzillas or any of this? Or like the Gameras?
No. I'm a fake. I'm a fake Godzilla fan because like
fake kaiju fan.
Yeah, I'm a fake kaiju fan because I haven't seen the originals and I don't like how they look. And I've seen the original Godzilla, but I haven't seen any of the any of the following ones.
Have you seen or heard of? Sorry, I was double checking that I had the name of it correctly. I believe it is Big Man Japan.
Big Man Japan.
It is a mockumentary comedy kaiju movie.
Okay.
Where the main character's like power is that like it's like that old sort of style of kaiju movie where it's like there's guys in costumes, but then there's like the guy who's just like, I'm big, I'm a giant.
What the fuck?
And it's just like, I remember really liking it, and it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure it was also pretty popular with kaiju fans, which is why I was asking. Because that was from 2007.
Huh.
We should try to find a copy of it. I might even have a DVD somewhere around here. It was produced and released through that one studio that essentially was like A24 before A24 really took off. Maybe I'm confusing it with someone else, but the people who also did Time Crimes. So yeah, that's the world of kaiju.
World of kaiju. What would you rather have spent your ticket price?
Let's say I like that we use $15, but I don't think like most movie tickets I buy are $15, and I also have the
No.
AMC pass, so I don't pay for most movie tickets. $15 is just a good benchmark. What would I have rather spent it on? Maybe like a big like box set of weird old like Japanese like exploitation movies from the 70s. Like, not necessarily kaiju movies, but just like those weird kind of films that they would make. Because I was like looking at a box set of that at Portland's version of Scarecrow while I was down there, and I was like, "Fuck, I want to watch these." I wish I had any goddamn free time in my whole fucking life.
God, fucking real. I guess I would have rather spent that on like a discount secondhand like Shin Godzilla Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. What are you glad you didn't spend it on?
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, good. That's the next one we're gonna talk about. Before we do that, my answer is I have been tempted in the past to at Walgreens buy those like DVDs that have like 3 episodes of a shitty cartoon show, and they occasionally have the Godzilla animated TV show, but the one specifically that was a tie-in for the 1997 American remake.
Oh God.
And that's like 3 episodes each on like a $5 DVD. So I'm glad I didn't buy 3 of those because I have been tempted to on multiple occasions.
You should though.
I could probably find them on YouTube. I don't need them in fucking like ripped directly from the animation cell quality. They could be garbage ass VHS rips.
Bitch, you have a snowman poster in your room.
Yeah. I'm pointing at it. It's really good.
You might as
I also have the snowman on Blu-ray. I don't know what your fucking point is.
I'm just saying you might as well. But it's also, it's probably on YouTube.
It's probably on YouTube. Or like I could probably find online rips of it somewhere. I'm sure there's some kaiju fetishist who has that whole video series up somewhere.
Some freak motherfucker.
Speaking of a freak,
Oh my God.
Detective Pikachu, which by the way, full title is actually Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Pokemon, the movie. Detective Pikachu.
It's not, as I kept thinking, just Detective Pikachu. It is in fact Pokemon Detective Pikachu is the full name of the film.
This is certainly a Pokemon film, not a film that just has Pokemon in it.
So, quick side note before we get into it. Do you remember when we went and saw The Wind and we saw that one sign that was like messed up where it was like the intruder Detective Pikachu, but it also said like Rita Ora in, and we couldn't figure out if that was for the intruder or Detective Pikachu.
Yay!
I realized I
thank
should
you,
have specified that, but I forgot to.
That's okay.
Oh my
got
God.
it in the end.
My matcha frap.
Okay, bye.
Okay, okay, bye. I'll see you in a sec.
Anyway. Yeah, who fucking gives a shit about Detective Pikachu? We'll make noise during it, whatever.
You're gonna hear our matcha frap ASMR. What did you get?
I got a s'mores frappuccino with coconut milk.
Oh, the sinner's delight.
The sinner's parfait, as we call it in the business. The business of Seattle.
Business of being gay.
So good.
Fuck.
What are we talking about? Detective Pikachu, right?
Detective Pikachu. Piece of shit. Alright, hold on. Look. It's maybe a bad way to start out talking about my feelings about this movie. But, okay, I will maybe start this a little sentimentally and say that I have very fond memories of going to the theater with my family to force my parents to sit through the Pokemon movies, which was just a really fun kind of social experiment to force them to
take an interest in your interests.
Yeah, to experience that. And I watched the first 3 movies, the first 3 Pokemon movies in theaters.
I don't think I even saw the third one. That's the one with like Entei, right? Mm-hmm. The big dogs.
Yes, the big dog Pokemon who is also a dad. Which, okay, that's, I guess Pokemon is an intellectual property that has a history of talking about dad stuff.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, Ash doesn't have a father.
And I'll kind of talk about, to expound on Detective Pikachu, Detective Pikachu is very strongly about dad stuff. Ash doesn't have a father, so too does the main character of this film. His father has kind of disappeared in mysterious circumstances.
I'm going to look up his name because we're probably going to need to say it a lot.
Yeah.
His father, by the way, who at the end is revealed to be Ryan Reynolds.
So, yes, and that's kind of the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about with this movie.
Tim.
Tim is the main character. Yeah, the main character is Tim. I am more interested by movies that are able to talk about like the process of moving forward and accepting and like very real sort of like things that like can offer people kind of hope who are dealing with like, you know, who are dealing with shit and can maybe offer people like ways to structure thinking about it constructively. And this movie for a second seemed like it was going to do that. And then Bill Nighy plugs his brain into Mewtwo and makes everybody become their Pokemon. Like, merge with their Pokemon.
In a sequence that is 100% animated like a TF sequence.
Yeah, no, it is really disgusting.
Right down to the, like, looking at their hands, like, and, like, examining their new body and, like, a mixture of horror and, but.
Mm-hmm. And it's grotesque. And as a result of that plot point, it's kind of discovered that the Detective Pikachu, played by Ryan Reynolds, is the main character's dad.
Also played by Ryan Reynolds.
Which
I thought was funny because that explains why throughout the movie they very carefully don't show what his dad looks like.
And
because it would immediately give it away because it's Ryan fucking Reynolds.
At the beginning of the movie, there is a lot of stuff about how catching a Pokemon, like, it's literally the same exact, like, monologue of just, like, come on, bro, you just gotta go out into the dating world. You just gotta go find a girl. You gotta go catch a Pokemon, bro. You gotta go, like, you know, just make the Pokemon like you, bro. Make it, like, want to be caught by you. And
just,
you
like, neg that Cubone, bro.
just like smack that Cubone's cheeks, bro. Just like clap those bony cheeks, bro.
You just gotta look smacks yourself, bro, and then Pokemon will just flock to you.
Oh my god, there's fucking...
Quit being such a height cell.
See, I don't, like, know their language. I don't speak it, so you're gonna have to make all of these jokes in my stead.
I love being fluent in both PUA and incel.
Yeah. It's the same shit. But anyway... So, and then there's all this dialogue, from Detective Pikachu of like being weirdly flirty with Tim. If like, I don't know if you noticed that, but like...
Oh, yeah.
Just like...
So like, oh, but I'm your Pokemon now.
Yeah. And like... And there's also this implication that like he was his dad's... Or that like Pikachu was his dad's Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's his dad, and it's like
it's also weird because it's like at the end it's also revealed that it is also his dad's Pikachu, so it's both his father and his father's Pikachu,
like a multi-million-dollar movie, like I'm the freak. Like, I'm the freak society. I am the freak.
I don't know if you also caught it. If anybody saw it, there's a joke about a dude fucking a Charizard in that movie.
Oh my god, wait, what?
Remember the guy who has the Charizard?
Yeah.
So when he shows up and he's like, here's me and my Charizard, and he like throws his shirt off, he has a huge tattoo of a Charizard on him.
Yeah.
And Detective Pikachu Ryan Reynolds goes like, I don't want to see that guy's search history. And it's very quick, but the implication is that he's like, that dude fucks Charizards. That dude is a Charizard fucker.
Bro.
Yeah.
You are all disgusting. You need to be hosed down and sprayed and you... Oh my God.
I saw it. I was like, this movie's like, this is gonna be one of those movies where like there's horny elements are overstated. But the thing is, like, none of it is horny in a way where it's like, oh, I find that horny. But it's all horny in that way where like when somebody thinks they're being slick, asking for a photo of your foot.
Yeah,
it's that. Oh, you think you're being yeah,
you slipping it under the door
here. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Like this is really what's corrupting our children, and I can say as a child who was corrupted by Pokemon, that like, yes, like the weird like merging souls shit, like that's like devil worship media. You know what I mean? Like this is the real problem with society, is that like, man, I don't know.
What if
like,
there was a gas that when you inhale it, you and the Pokemon nearest you merge together, and you're conscious inside the Pokemon's body, and then you look at the body that you're in, and you're like, I'm trapped in this, and I don't have a choice. But also, it's kind of powerful and hot.
I wish people understood what they were saying when they said it, because just like, I don't know, something about living in America. That's the other thing, is that this movie is like a hyper-capitalist dystopian nightmare also, that's like mired in this like
it's theme park Blade Runner.
A cast and crew of Pokemon fan artists who have been obsessed with this shit for like as many decades as I have, which I'm not obsessed with Pokemon currently, not really. Like I was obsessed with Pokemon.
It's a mascot series.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, and God, do kids like Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm. They're still making new games and kids love them.
That's true, yeah. Because Pokemon.
No, kids
Pokemon
still
Go
love
was
Pokemon.
Huge.
I've had experiences like being in public with like some sort of Pokemon thing, and like a little kid being like, "Whoa, you know what Pokemon is?" And me just being like, "What?" I just being like,
bitch, you know what Pokemon is?
Yeah, it's a surreal experience, because it's like Pokemon is like, it's not like, oh, I'm not old. I'm old. I know I'm old. But it's like your parents are probably the same age I am, and they definitely also played Pokemon when they were a kid.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, it's such a weird thing where it's like the idea that like this like 3-decade old, like, I guess like technically 2-decade, like 2-decade like franchise series still has that placement in kids' minds where it's like, whoa, I can't believe an adult knows what this is.
God.
Not to like shit on that kid for his enthusiasm. It's just one of those things that really made me realize like, oh wow, this is really still popular with kids, but like in probably a completely different way that it's like still popular amongst people my age. Mm-hmm. Because like, so there's two types of Pokemon freaks who are adults. There's the crackheads who are like super
it's 2019. We're not saying crackhead. We're saying cokehead.
Sorry, it's the cokeheads who are like just doing like advanced math. Like, oh, here's how to like maximize your EV stats for your EV so that you can get really good. And if you level them up at this point, they learn this move faster. Just like, shut up. Just like breaking Pokemon down to like these weird
fucking
numbers and just like
calculus
lore.
Ass bitch.
And then there's just the people who are like, yeah, I like the Pokemon that has sex hormones, like that. whose like special power is that it makes people want to fuck it.
I hate that I know that Pokemon by name.
Yeah, Salazzle.
Like
Salazzle.
Salazzle. It's just a sign of poor character to know that Pokemon by name.
I have a friend who is older than me and is a furry, regrettably. Sad to say. Mm-hmm. No, but who has like been getting into like Pokemon furry bullshit, and it's just constantly amusing to hear him like discovering all these things about Pokemon that as a millennial I've known for a long time because we joke about it a lot, where he's just like, there's just a Pokemon that canonically in canon has like pheromones that make people drunk and like really want to like fuck it. And, like, in the canon of the games, it's like, oh, yeah, also it works on humans.
Yeah. Why are they, like...
he's just constantly losing his mind, like, learning things about Pokemon. He was telling me recently, he was in a Pokemon chat, and people just, like, kept talking about eggs. And he's like, why is everyone talking about eggs? And then he, like, looked at it, and he's like, every Pokemon lays eggs?
All of them.
They all lay eggs. All Pokemon are egg layers.
You know? and we respect that.
I love how little we've talked about this movie.
What is there to fucking talk about? Like,
did you know Diplo's in it? That's who the DJ is.
I saw him and I was so fucking... That put such a bad taste in my mouth.
That was like... Not even because fuck Diplo, like, because he's a culture vulture. Yes.
And a rapist, yes.
But that's what it is. It's like, you can't put this, like, actual, like, known abuser in your fucking kids movie as a cute little funny cameo. Like, they're literally... You are fucking Pokemon. You could get an EDM DJ would fucking cut their left dick off to be in your goddamn movie. And you picked the guy most famous for destroying 3 separate ballroom cultures and MIA's hotel room because she got an award he didn't win.
God, what a fucking loser.
No fucking excuse. No fucking excuse for Diplo being in that movie.
He looks like a fucking wet paper towel. Don't cast him. Yeah.
No, you should cast him into a fire.
Into the flames. Just a depressing film. I loved to see... I loved Bill Nighy in this movie. So funny. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Give me the check. I'll be Mewtwo. Why not?
Just like the stupid ass twist where he's like, ha, I wanted you to find Mewtwo because I'm gonna be Mewtwo now. Also, my entire plan is revolved around me having these sunglasses on, so while I am unconscious here, please do not knock them off my head.
Please do not distract me so that you can, like...
Literally just...
literally bap a hat off of my, like, non-moving body.
Just... So funny. Just like he spent so much like money and time and just there's so many things that he had to put into this, and then his idea for what to put on his head to control Mewtwo could be knocked off if his head slumped a little bit too far to the left.
Yeah. Unthinkable. And like to give you a like clear idea of like how little there is to talk about with this movie, like there's literally a part where Mewtwo's just like after all of this shit that's happened, it's like, oh my god, everyone in the city is merged with their Pokemon. There's no way we can fix this. And Mewtwo's just like, oh no, don't worry.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, it's reversible.
Let me undo this real quick. Let me just hit that Control Z really quick, and everything's fine.
Also, your dad being dead and me putting his spear in the Pikachu. Well, now that you're here, I can just fix that. But, like, no explanation why. He's just like, no, that's why, see, Pikachu had to bring you to me. And when I said that earlier, it sounded like a threat. That was totally my bad. No, I meant that you needed to be here because the magic spell won't work otherwise. You just have to, because I needed somebody to really believe in their heart. Or fucking whatever. He's your dad, kid. I gotta go.
I got shit to do.
The pacing in this movie is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Here is a story about when I went and saw Detective Pikachu with my friend Jovian to illustrate how bizarre the pacing in this movie is. So there's about 40 minutes of bullshit where just giant mountains are bursting out of the ground and they're giant Pokemon and it's nonsense and it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds goes, how can you deny climate change? Which is a weird fucking joke.
Yeah.
And implies so much about the world of Pokemon.
Yeah.
But then, like, after all of that bullshit, literally just a single rock falls and hits him on the head and, like, kills him, more or less. And they're like, we gotta heal him. All these Bulbasaurs will take us to a magical place in the forest to heal him. Like, just stupid. Yeah. And so as Tim is holding dead Pikachu and walking through the forest with these Bulbasaurs, Jovian's like, all right, this is like that sequence where it's like, there's going to be a big healing scene, whatever. I gotta go pee. Walks out. The second he walks out, they put him on the rock and Mewtwo just fucking appears and he's like, gotcha. That's what they were taking you to, is me, Mewtwo. By the way, Detective Pikachu helped me escape. And I'm going to tell you half of what happened, but not the other half. And so all this shit just quickly happens. And then Jovian walks back in as they're walking away. And Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu is just going, I can't. I betrayed your father. I might betray you. And he's just like, what the fuck happened? He was like, I left for a single minute after like 30 minutes of bullshit, and I was like, you literally just missed the most the plot has moved in an hour.
I hope Jovian was present to watch just the pointless Mr. Mime scene that went on forever and ever. Oh my god.
And implicitly ends with them killing him.
Yeah.
I will say...
I hope they never make anything like this again.
I will say, I kind of liked the creepy cute designs. Like some of the Pokemon that they chose to design, like the Tricos were really cute. The Sneasels were fine. That said, somebody actually should be on death row for that Ludicolo. For the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in a movie.
Wow. Yeah, the Lickitung rendered in like perfect, like, realism.
720p.
Yeah.
He's moving at 60 frames per second and everyone else is at like 24.
God, I didn't love it. I didn't love it.
Oh yeah, that was a sequence they have, huh? Where it's just a scene where the main character is just soaked down with a big tongue. Man,
all really... about the tactile experience with Pokemon. Oh, my voice. Oh.
Tim really just has that friend at the beginning of the movie who's just disappears, huh?
Yeah, one
never
scene.
Comes up again. I did like whoever that actress was who plays the pseudo love interest. I thought her performance was cute.
Yeah. Loves it. Love her.
I wish she was the main character, not Tim Sadman. Tim's not that bad of a character. It's just, I think the biggest for me, like, indication of what a bad idea this project was, Ryan Reynolds really miscast.
He's super annoying.
He's not funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just were like, yeah, you do your Deadpool thing, just improv lines, or if they wrote the lines that he says.
Just be witty.
Just be witty. Just be
like
funny,
a witty, funny, acerbic dude.
Say some funny shit that we can put it on a t-shirt. But it's fucking atrocious. They really should have cast somebody else or let him say more swear words.
Yeah, it just makes me. People, you don't really get what people want if you're not casting Danny DeVito. You don't really... People don't want a, acerbic, Deadpool, sexy Pikachu. They want Pikachu to be a trash bag.
Yeah, they want to just, we gotta find your dad, kid.
They want, 7 packs a day Pikachu.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Is just a shit-headed matted fur, horrible, but like a detective and somehow 50 years old and on some real Professor Layton shit. Ham it up. Don't make it I don't know, this weird sort of neo-New York capitalism.
Like I said, it feels like fucking preschool Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's so weird. Ugh.
What a mess of a film.
Yeah.
And it's the worst part about it all is that it's not even bad enough to really have a lot to say.
No.
It's just extremely you made a lot of the safest possible choices you could make for this film.
I think a lot of Pokemon has presented itself as being not necessarily a utopia, but being a very specific type of world. And I think this movie has this weird thing it does where it's here's a utopia that is of an extremely capitalistic American inner city society that has a weird class structure and is hyper policed and is really awkward and has climate change problems and that's weird utopia.
I also love the this is a world where Pokemon live next to people. All 25 Pokemon that we could render.
God, yeah.
And then it's but you never see all right, well that guy's a Charizard, so where does Charizard hang out in the city? Because he's big, and that city's fucking crowded.
Yeah, God, it really is.
It's a good thing all the Pokemon running around are knee high, because I feel once you start getting to the bigger guys, it doesn't doesn't really work.
Yeah.
But Pokemon Detective Pikachu and Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
2 swings and a miss. 2 swings and 2 misses.
What would you rather have spent? Oh, by the way, apparently they're Actually, no. I probably shouldn't just do rumor mill bullshit.
No, please.
But they might. I heard a rumor that they are remaking the original Pokemon movie in CGI.
Yes.
Okay.
Jovian actually was telling me about it. It's at least in Japan is where it's getting its current release is the plan. But like, I guess last I had heard about it, they haven't like put out any like here's what it's gonna look like. So I'm really excited to see what the fuck it looks like.
I would rather spent my $15 on that because that sounds interesting.
I would rather spend my $15 on like, those like carts that you can just like hack your Nintendo DS with and put Pokemon games on them for free.
Yeah.
That and then just play Pokemon for like probably a couple hours before I get bored with it again.
Oh my god, I need to. I have my fucking homebrew PSP has like every game in history on it. I need to start carrying that around with me and bring that to work.
I really should. I think I actually have that cart on my current Nintendo DS, which is somewhere in this house. And so yeah, I should probably start doing the same too. I mean, I'm reading. I guess reading's probably better for me, but I don't want Pokemon.
Play Pokemon.
Either that or like a really cute like Pokemon plush because I really do like Pokemon plushes. I got this Glaceon, I think is what it's called. It's the Turf Bangs Eevee illusion. But yeah, I got this plush recently and I like it. It's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. Oh, I love the Pokemon vending machine at the mall.
Yeah, no, I love that. I'd rather have spent my $15 there.
Yeah, for real.
Than on this piece of shit movie. Fuck, I'd rather just get one of the ugly Detective Pikachu plushes than see the movie that he was in.
It's a cuter concept than it is a movie.
It was a video game too. I have no idea how much this is like departed from the video game, but I guess there's a Professor Layton style like Detective Pikachu game.
I'll have to look up more information about that, I guess.
What are you glad you didn't spend your $15 on?
I don't know, some other fucking weird Pokemon bullshit movie, like Pokemon 6, that would have, like, activated some sort of, like, sleeper cell, like, lizard brain, like, just like, super obscure fetish. Like,
yeah. Like
I just can't, I'm too old for that.
Here's the weird extended sequence where Ash is, like, hypnotized by this Pokemon that has like feet that hypnotize you for some reason, like just their feet hypnotize you.
Oh my god!
And its name is like Laxidol or something.
I'm not a feet girl, but like if I come out of another Pokemon movie, there's no telling what you're gonna land on.
Yeah.
It's
there's the bimbofication Pokemon.
Oh my god! Going into any Pokemon media is like going into the Fly like teleportation chamber. God.
I guess
anime's so weird, guys. Whoa.
Which the thing about it they don't tell you is that anime is fine. It's like mainstream anime that's weird because that's where like animators are all freaks, but for some reason like if it's a really big mainstream product, they're able to sneak a lot in.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just because they're allowed to just let their freak flag fly if it's like a smaller production, like that weird Kappa anime.
Oh yeah, like well, here's the thing, fucking, I'm blanking on the name. Ikuhara.
Yeah.
Ikuhara is a fucking queen.
Yeah.
Like the best anime directors and anime showrunners are people who like are very self-aware and very very kind of self-questioning and like are able to talk about gaze. Not Gays, but Gaze.
Yeah.
But also Gays in Ikuhara's case and in like Ano's case. Just because I think a lot of people kind of sublimate their weirdness into their media in ways that they don't really realize. Unless they're kind of thinking about it in more critical ways that like people like Ikuhara I feel like are. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I guess I'm glad. So, like, I guess tying into, like, the Poke Furry thing, there's, like, an event they do out here. Not the Poke Furries, but furries do in general, where you pay, I think it's about $15 to be on a boat. And then the boat goes out on the river, and then you're stuck on the boat.
With furries?
With furries.
Never.
That I'm glad I didn't. God bless my friends who go to that. Being at the world's most crowded room party and not being able to leave because you will drown is my actual nightmare.
Yeah, it kind of... it's so alluring and enticing because it's like, yacht, boat. Fuck that, though.
Yeah, no, I can't leave. I can't, like, there's not, like, another room I can go to because it's all the boat. No, can't do that.
Yeah. Not a great offering.
So this concludes Film Critters Processes, You Detective Pikachu, and What's Up Godzilla, King of Monsters.
King Man, Godzilla, King Boy,
Big boy,
Godzilla Man. Thank you so much for listening. We hope to have more content, more content for the algorithm.
More shoveling more shit in there. We'll probably go see some movies soon. I really wanted to go see Brightburn, but they didn't have it like at any local theaters.
Son of a shit.
Which was weird.
Well,
that's fine. That's fine, I guess.
That's fine.
So yeah, until next time.
Yeah.
Check us out on patreon.com/film critters.
Yep, we're gonna have a new video this coming month. Should we announce? I mean, I don't know.
It's fine. People, if you support us, you get a free extra video every month.
Yeah. And this month we're gonna be talking about extremely goofy movies.
It's really goofy.
So,
guys,
so goofy.
I don't want to spoil it, but this episode's gonna get a little goofy.
It's gonna get a little wacky. Yeah. Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, have a good day.
Have a wonderful day.
Oh!